Charles from Blackjack, and here we're introducing a possibly potential member, depending on what our team leader says. But this is Max. Max, say what's up.
What's up? Okay.
He's only the fifth worst duelist that I've ever met.
Fifth worst. And that's high praise coming from Zach. It's high praise coming from Zach. All right.
I'm afraid to ask who the worst
So,
is.
Max only owns 20 cards to his name.
Yep.
So his whole deck is borrowed from Charles.
Yep.
But Max is going to explain how he managed to go X4 out of the locals.
See,
Wait,
that's
did you really want X4?
X4. See, but here's the thing.
No,
They don't know
no.
how big the locals is, so I might have won like 1 or 2 games. Okay,
No,
so
it was 4 rounds.
it was 4 rounds. Okay, full disclosure. Right here, right now. This is one of the first times I'm playing with the deck.
Don't worry.
I literally just wanted to make this profile because 1, it seemed funny, and Zach kind of just wanted to do it as well, and 2, I thought it'd be funny to have a redemption arc.
I'm going to interject.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Charles
Borrow
goes
the deck off
2-2
I went
at
2-2.
every locals, and he's considered one of the not worst members.
Okay.
That's a lie. I think he's the second worst member on the team.
Okay.
Okay.
First and foremost, I don't play meta. Well, that's changing soon, but I don't play meta.
Oh, yeah.
But that aside,
Real talk, if you literally just let me teach you like the actual zombie like extra link combos.
I know the extra link.
And we'll get to that part.
Yeah, we'll get to that
But
part.
I built this for him in like 30 seconds because I had to
It
rush
was-
home from work.
Yeah.
And then rush to local.
That's
So there's that.
that's the whole disclaimer. Like,
Yo, same. I
I
forgot
read-
my field center.
read
I
the-
actually had to double
oh
back
my
for my
God.
deck at one point.
read the cards for 5 minutes, played as much as I understood, but the reason that I kept going with it and didn't scoop in the locals and try to figure everything out is because the deck, one, like Zach said, has plays. It can extra link, it can make some weird
Well,
synchros.
this variant can't because the
Well,
extra
this
deck's
variant-
terrible.
Yeah, this
Because
variant can't.
Charles is poor.
And it actually
There's a
has,
Vendred version of the extra link.
Yeah,
and
the
I have
Vendred
all the
version.
Vendred cards.
which we might think about.
I
And
can send
then
you a
it's kind of okay
Dark
at
Warrior
going
version
second
of that
because your
deck.
boss monster
There's a
just
Dark Warrior
does
version.
things.
Well, there's a Dark Warrior Vendred version. That's the version that Bobby
With
played.
Vision, Violent Hero, and everything else there. So, just let's get into it. So,
All right.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, turn them around so
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
so
see
you
the
can
cards.
see the cards. So you can see the cards. Yeah, Glow Up Bloom. This card is absolutely mandatory as far as I can tell. You go into Link Karibo, gets your monster on your field. It's rotor for your deck.
Worst comes to worst, you activate Zombie World, normal this, make Link Rebo, and you have a negate on their turn.
Well,
And,
negate
a,
and
and
banish.
a random banish.
Yeah.
Glow Bulb died in
It's also just really good to send off of Unizombies and stuff, and I think it's summonable off of Solitaire. Is it a tuner?
Yeah.
You can also summon
Yeah,
off Solitaire.
yeah.
So,
So that's pretty good. And then your 3 copies of Terraforming. It's you'd want to play Terraforming in the deck as well. I'll get to that because Zombie World is the most important card in the deck.
well,
It's one of the most important. Versus Altar, guys, you can literally activate this Engrave because it gets around Secret Village and then it turns off Secret Village, giving you access to the rest of your spells because they no longer control spellcasters.
oh yeah, I guess they aren't spellcasters.
It
That's
gets
pretty
around the
funny.
spellcaster's block, and it's also a quick effect to banish, and it banishes for cost, so pretty good as well. Mizuki.
Let's go, Zuki.
Go Zuki. It's your.
Yo, that's racist.
That's racist. That's your first, second, and third copy of Foolish Burial. It's just gets you to the cards you need. It gets you to your field spell. It gets you to your Rhoda. So it's a good card, especially when you can reborn it off of Mizuki. It's a good
Yeah,
link material.
it's basically Armageddon Knight for every zombie
It's
monster.
Armageddon Knight for every zombie monster in the game. So
Also, when you link it away, banish yourself to summon a zombie from hand, correct?
yeah, but although you can
banishes a zombie other than itself.
other than
Other
itself,
than itself?
other than itself. But there's also the problem that each effect is a hard once per turn. So if you choose to Foolish, you can't summon. If you choose to summon, you can't Foolish. So thinking ahead, your extender's Mizuki. You just play it. It's reborn in the grave. It's great.
Fun fact, I used to be able to reborn Firewall Dragon with
Rest in peace, Firewall
with
Dragon,
Zombie
my
World on the
guy.
field.
Rest in peace, Firewall Dragon.
it still can do that if you play Ulti Mizukis because that ignores ban lists.
Oh, of course,
as,
of course. Then we play 3 Unizombies, Synchro plays. It gets cards
yeah.
out of your hands if you need it. Your
Fourth, fifth, and sixth copy of Foolish Burial.
literally just hits it's Foolish Burial the deck, and it's funny. There are times where you can pitch cards, they'll negate it, it's fine because you'll get the important cards in deck like Mizuki. So I had someone Ogre Mizuki after I attempted to resolve its effect. It obviously didn't.
Wait,
but,
Mizuki? I presume you mean Unizombie.
yeah, sorry, Unizombie. Unizombie pitched Mizuki. It was fine because I reborn Mizuki. Second effect, send another-
Unizombie with Mizuki.
I'm really tired if you guys can't tell.
Now, he actually always does this.
Yeah, I
Don't let him lie.
And then you use it for your Necro Zombie and Omega Please, which are pretty good. Zombie Master, kind of Zombie Master. Functionally, like Una Zombie, it gets combo pieces out of your hand and into the grave where most of them need to be. Although he's like tour guide, he gets sniped by every single hand trap.
It's been a very long time since I've seen Zombie Master in a deck. You know, if Nightmare Goblin was still illegal, I could understand this because you could search it off. No, wait, you can't search this off Goblin Zombie, can you? Because it has to have.
No, you can't.
No, yeah, you can.
You can?
Goblin Zombie cares about defense, not attack.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Solitaire, it's Rhoda for the deck. Except
what?
you
One?
get your
Hold up. One?
Again, this is one that I bummed up with Charles in his thing.
Explain.
In all seriousness, though, I don't think I would.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Time if you could.
30 seconds. Although, I would probably play it at 2, but I don't think I would bump it up to 3 because you're getting too many normal summons in the deck at that point. Because you'd want to play Called by the Grave, avoid hand traps.
We'll just play Brilliant Fusion.
We'll just play Brilliant Fusion. That's something else I considered, but that'll be there in a sec. She's good as a one-of. You can actually summon her off of Glow Bloom. It's battle protection for your boy, because sometimes a negate and a banish isn't enough to stop yourself from being OTK'd.
Yeah, it's like Battle Fader, but you can also pay 3,000 life points. Well, anywhere to 3,000 and rolls of 100 to make them gain attack.
Yeah, it's good as a one-of. It came up a while.
This card got bought out at one point. I don't know if it's still $5. Went from like 50 cents to $5, like super quick.
I had to wait to buy it because I wasn't. It's not worth that much. So I just decided to wait it out.
Yeah. All right, and then here's where you get the combo pieces out of your hand a lot quicker. So it was 3 Mothman and 2 Dogman.
Because Charles is poor and doesn't own the Good Danger.
Yes, these aren't as important as the Good Danger. In all seriousness, the only one that I would still consider keeping is Mothman, because the Dark World Dealings actually helps you dig through your deck a bit deeper, so you technically get the draw regardless. The one that I would cut is Dogman, because you pitch him and he loses attacks. It's not.
I presume
it's
you would.
cheap.
I presume you would play Jack Globe, Tsuchinoko, Nessie if you had
literally
access.
any other danger monster except this, not even Thunderbird as well, because the back row matches don't matter sometimes. So yeah, Bigfoot would be nice for the rank 8 plays that'll come up every once in a while, but we'll get to that. Your boss monster of the deck, the big boy. So when Zombie World's on the field, you on standby, you special summon him.
Well, it's any field spell.
Any field spell.
He only has effects when Zombie World's on the field.
Yeah, only when Zombie World's on the field. So you get a negate and a banish. So the way that it's worded, it sounds like it's just you pick one and it's a hard one per turn. But effect activates, you can negate it. Another effect activates, then you can banish it.
Well, banish a card on the field or in the graveyard. It doesn't have to.
But this is almost always going to resolve as long as you have Zombie World on the field, because your opponent's obviously going to attempt to activate monster.
You can always activate its effects. So it's just Zombie World for when your opponent.
Yes, Zombie World for your opponent.
So if memory serves correctly, you can also not chain this to himself.
Yeah,
no,
right.
You can't chain it's once per chain in any situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really funny, because that means if you were in the mirror match, you'd never be able to resolve it. If that would ever come up.
That would be horrible. Anyways, the spells that were played,
did you not play? Oh, I guess you didn't have access to summon sorceress, so I presume that's why there is no goblin zombie in the deck.
No. I wish, but no. It's
Is that the mind control or the Gain 1000?
No, it's not. It's the Game 1000. You would want to play the mind control one. This is it didn't really do anything. You could cut it.
Yeah, I got hit with that mind control one.
You can cut them both.
You can cut them both.
In there.
Yeah, it's just in there. In all honesty, what is that? The 9th copy of Foolish Burial.
Well, if we count
3 Gozuki,
3 Unizombie, 1 Solitaire. So it's the
8th copy of Foolish. This is your 8th copy of Foolish Burial. Jesus.
And realistically, there probably should be 10.
Realistically, there should be 10. 2 copies of Book of Life. It actually helped during the strike. I mean, I went X4, so again, but it helped during the striker match because you.
Wait, how many games did you win? Not matches, games.
Games. I actually won 3. I just couldn't beat them in game 2 because they would side, and I had no side. So
you have a side. You had like the 30 cards I brought you.
Yeah, the 30 cards that were all Light Sworns. Yeah, so let me side in Light Sworns into this deck.
Yo, I just activate charge the Light Brigade. Search Lila.
No targets. No targets. At home. Oh, well, okay, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna be known as the Sack Master once I join the team. But point is though, it's good against strikers. You target the Kagari, they can't recycle themselves. It's a Reborn. You're playing multiple copies of Reborn. It's nice. It literally does the same exact thing of Reborn but better. So you'd want to bump that up to 3 in most situations. Super Poly. Should
we just show them the target?
Yeah, just show it.
No. We're going to explain this later in the extract, so I'm putting it over here.
Yeah, we're gonna play that later. Card destruction, because you play dangers, you play things that you want to be in the grave, fixes your hand. Good stuff.
I love that card.
It's great. It's hilarious that it came off the ban list. 3 copies of Recycle Your Banner Stone, so you can activate Mizuki 3 more times after you already resolved it 3 more times. It's hilarious. Never came up, but I mean, you just want to play this. You always want to play this because recycling your resources is one of the most important things you can do in this deck because you're not setting up a break my board thing. You're just going to keep pumping out the boss monster every turn.
Granted, in a more legitimate build.
In more legitimate builds,
probably cut them.
you could probably cut them, but although you still want to play maybe 2, maybe even 1, but you still want to play it. 3 is just what we had. I might lower it a bit. Zombie World, when it makes everything live, you have to play this. It just the deck doesn't.
I don't think you need 3 because like if you're playing like you're playing like the Dark Warrior / Vendread / Dark Warrior Vendread build of this deck, you can search this really easy. So you could probably just play 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Because
I'd
you
say
have a
2
card that
just
searches
to
it,
pop
but
the first one, and you probably have the Banshee engaged.
Well, I mean, popping the first one, right, sometimes doesn't matter because as long as they pop the first one, you say, okay, fine. After you DDR the Banshee back into grave, you can chain Banshee because she's a quick effect. So after they destroy Zombie World, chain Banshee, put Zombie World back into the field spell. So it's pretty good. And then just 3 traps because I had to make it 40 cards. Bottomless actually came up versus Thunder Dragons.
I want you to know that I got Bottomless today.
Oh, they Bottomless Dante?
No, they
Oh, wait, you can't Bottomless Dante?
they thought about it.
They thought about it. Torrential Tribute got me my first game against Pendulums, but then he decided to go Twin Twisters on standby, and I cried. So, yeah, some traps actually wouldn't be bad in the deck, depending on what you play. Like, nuking your own board is okay because your boss monster is always going to float itself. Extra deck. Link Karibo for Glow.
Link Karibo.
Yeah, let me help you a little bit, son.
Link Karibo in case you draw a Zombie World.
Zombie World.
Go
Blue.
up.
Yeah, it gets you where you need to go. 2 copies of the Suck. The Suck. You might put it down to 1.
No,
I don't know. I prefer it 2.
I say play 2 because it kind of comes up because you need to draw a card, and even so, there.
It draws a hard once per turn.
But the draws are hard once per turn. But the thing is, though, it also activates on your opponent's turn. Zombie World. So you draw on your turn, and then you can draw on your opponent's turn. So when you play hand traps in the deck, because obviously this is something we slapped together in 30 minutes, you'd want to play some hand traps. So you can have a higher.
I had
to draw
an Effect Veiler in my binder. You should have asked
me. You want me
me.
to draw for the 1 of Effect Veiler? But yeah, the Suck.
Also, if you're playing Rivalry, you can use her effect to summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard. So now they're stuck summoning zombies, so they can't summon anything basically.
You know what's funny is they have Zombie World on the field. If they summon a monster, it'll be a zombie, so now they can't summon any of their other monsters.
Necro Zombie. What
does that do?
He didn't really came up. He gets bigger the more zombies you have in grave.
This card's garbage. Okay. Next card.
Okay, so
He didn't really came up.
The day I played this, I went 2-2 and I summoned him.
Yeah.
And the reason I got game was I swung over my opponent's monster. Like he was big as heck because my opponent had a full board. I think I was playing Dorian.
Oh, that's why you won. You played Dorian. Dorian is the 4th worst duelist I know.
That means I'm the bottom of the totem pole. All right.
So I summoned him, swung over his monster, and special summoned the boss monster from the deck. And swung for game basically.
What does this
do?
do?
When you destroy,
You just said he gained attack.
He special summons any zombie from the graveyard. So you basically.
So in case they manage to out.
He's a hard once per turn, so I can't go.
Yeah, you
attack
can't go
someone another copy, attack someone another copy, attack.
I wish you
someone
could.
another copy.
That'd be some crazy OTKs.
You swing, just make this guy and go for game.
You can.
That's what I've done.
It's not bad. I might cut it, but we'll see how everything plays out.
He's not garbage, but you still wouldn't play him.
Yeah, he's not garbage, but I still wouldn't play him. Omega.
Yes, the only synchro monster.
The only synchro monster you just play. It was funny because I resolved this against Thunder Dragon twice, and I never hit a Thunder Dragon monster.
Fun fact.
It was the funniest thing ever.
Yo, funniest thing in the world is that if you played the Extra Link deck, there's a combo that makes this, then Gunblars for 4. So you rip 5 cards of their hand because of Omega. And if you draw a DDR, you rip 6.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I also find it really funny if you Zeta Omega and it fizzles.
Oh my
I
God,
just find
stop.
that funny.
Stop. Why? Why would you nuke the board?
Okay, when the Cypher and Link monster comes out, this boy is going to give us a Cypher and Link for a
He's going to
5.
play helmet deck. Nuke the board. Nothing relevant. This is your Super Poly target. Its restrictions are 2 zombies. That's it. So you activate Zombie World.
He's just a big dumb hitter, right?
He's a big.
he has effect.
He has an effect, but it's not. The
His
best.
first restriction zone cannot be destroyed by battle, and at the end of the damage step, if this thing it summons a token.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not link material, stuff like that. It came up once. They went normal summon. What was it? They went normal summon, Raiden, special summon, something else. super polyed the 2 monsters away, and then just sat on this. I mean, they outed it because, it's bad deck, but it does come up. Like, being able to clear 2 of your opponent's monsters on their turn and then feeding your grave, so it's not bad. It comes up every once in a while. Tornado Dragon, it's what kept me alive during the Altergeist matchup, believe it or not. So
You didn't even play Altergeist during the main tournament, did you?
yeah, I know I didn't, but the point is...
He played against team member Jamar.
Yeah.
And he thought he was so cool because he finally beat Jamar, but it only counts if you beat Jamar's Dynomist deck.
Yeah, that's the only time it counts.
He won't take you seriously any other way.
You could tag this out for Nightmare Phoenix, but you usually get a bit grindy with this deck, so having multiple pops is a little bit better in my opinion. Baguska, because it's a skill drain, you don't really have to play this. Literally every X-Seed in the extra deck can just be Toolbox. It's not necessary. You could play something like Exciton Knight or I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Don't play this card. It doesn't be. It's not a valid target.
Hold on.
It has to.
There's
pop,
like so much.
It
play
has
like
to
that.
bop a piece. What? It has to pop a Beast
there.
Warrior.
Yeah, you pop him so.
So it becomes a zombie on field because of Zombie
yeah.
World. Don't play this card. Don't do it. Please don't. For the love of God. Charles slapped this together in 30 seconds and did not think. It was pretty fun at all. at all. You might want to play something like Minerva if you really wanted to. Get the extra graveyard.
Again, you could also just play Link Monsters.
You could play Link Monsters. Boral Sword, this is just, it's a placeholder. The extra deck is really flexible in this. There's only like a couple mandatories at the most. You could play Cherries in the main deck if you wanted to because you don't really care about it.
Cherries is bad.
Fight me about it. Cowboy for game.
You love Cherries.
Cowboy for game. Cherries is my baby. These are for when you get to play Bigfoot, because Bigfoot is much more preferable over Dogman. So you can summon your boss monster, summon Bigfoot, have an effect negation, and then just have it float back on next turn. So these didn't ever come up ever because you have no way of getting 2 level 8s on board consistently. So it's just something.
Say your one Balotroach floats and some of the other.
It floated. Both of them floated 1 game. Still lost that game. And then just food for thought. So you're playing a combo deck. So Called by the Grave. You don't like hand traps. This is something that would actually really help. Boss monsters. You can play Dark Arm Dragon. You're running nothing but darks. You can control.
What?
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, you play nothing but darks. So
Earth, Fire.
What is the rest of the deck, Zach? What is the rest of the deck?
Okay,
You're
so
playing?
here's the problem with Dark Arm Dragon is that you have to have exactly 3 darks in your graveyard to summon him. So there's how come Burning Abyss can play it. It's because you play Fairy Tale Snow and Barbar.
DDR, Mizuki. You can control the grave a bit. Yeah, but
There's no TDR in your deck.
When you put it in the deck, Zach. But just a boss monster in general, because sometimes you can't resolve your big boy. You can't. So just something other than just relying on big boy.
Oh, it's also level 8.
Yeah, it's also a level 8.
Which is pretty funny.
Soul Charge, more ways to get cards out of your grave. Again, a combo deck.
Wait.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't cite it. I couldn't find it in the box.
You didn't play Soul Charge?
We didn't play Soul Charge.
In your graveyard deck?
Yeah, in my graveyard deck. You play this card. You play this card. More ways to reborn is more extended.
It's gonna get banned.
It's gonna. No, it's not.
Yes, it will.
It's you want to play
if
more.
If Konami's gonna ban my favorite card, which is Grass, then they need to ban this.
Grass is your favorite card?
Grass is my favorite card.
Oh,
you're weak.
Yeah, Crane for zombies. You could play it. You don't really have to, but I don't think it's really worth playing more normal summons.
Rest in peace, my Dark Synchro boy.
Yeah,
Tsuchinoko.
Oh my god.
Not Tsuchinoko. What was that thing called? Tatsunoko.
Tatsunoko.
I cry every time. I thought you were safe when you became Coral Dragon, but Konami did you dirty. They killed you.
Konami did you dirty. And then the last thing, more dangers, getting just the draws into your hand.
Fun fact, I'm willing to bet that he accidentally made a rank 8 with this because I had to tell him it was level 7.
And that never happened. Thank God it didn't. But
So yeah, you're gonna represent. We need more dangers by bringing out the worst danger.
Do I have a better danger to show? Zach, open your deck. Let's bring out the snake. But
The snake.
Yeah, the snake.
Well, it's starting a 19-minute X4 deck profile.
But the point is, there's just a lot of things that we're going to do with it, and it's going to be a redemption arc. It's already been 19 minutes. I got to go home. I'm tired. We're all tired. Sub to the channel. I'm not a part of the team. Hope to be a part of it. If I was to do anything on the channel, I'd be the sack master, because I like sacky combos.
Bet.
I like sacky combos.
I opened Terror Top Tour Guy in the last game of round 4.
God, but yeah. So then, support Heroes and Games, our local store. They got their website. They got their this phone number, good stuff.
Yeah, the actual store.
The actual way to contact them. And just, that's all.
It's also in the Columbus Convention Center.
Columbus
so
Convention Center.
if you're ever here in Columbus for...
Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbus.
So if you're ever here for a regional or a YCS, it's in this building.
Yeah, it's
There's
in
like
this
no other building in Columbus that's going to be able to hold that many people. It's typically on the opposite side of the building of those events, but let's face it, most of our subscribers are going to go X3 anyways, just because we all do.
Yeah.
I just really want to get up 20 minutes so that
Yeah, that's
we
the
can
ad
say we had a
revenue.
20 we
20
don't
minute
get
net
ads,
pro-
my
you don't
guy.
get ads?
We have 20 subscribers, and at least
Oh,
1,000.
you need a list. But yeah, just redemption arc next week, hopefully, possibly,
Probably not.
probably not.